Some people are always honest about their desires. All their noble thoughts, full of deep or curious ideas, mean nothing when faced with their animal instincts, especially in an empty classroom. The story begins with the main character Kai sitting in class. He was a quiet student, and the teacher called on him to answer a question. Kai mumbled that he didn't know. The truth was, he was tired and half asleep. He couldn't even hear the question properly. Staying in that classroom all day just to study felt meaningless. Suddenly, Kai received a message on his phone from a guy in class. It was a picture of a girl. Kai didn't understand why someone would send that kind of photo during class. He didn't hate those kinds of images, but he didn't like them either. He wasn't sure if there was something wrong with him, but school life, and life in general, was boring. He often wished something interesting would happen. In short, he was just an average, bored high school student. During the break, the guy who sent the photo walked up to Kai and asked why he didn't reply. Kai answered that the girl in the photo wasn't his type. The guy was surprised since Kai never seemed interested in those kinds of photos. Kai explained he hadn't been into that kind of thing for years. His friends started teasing him, asking if he was even a man. One of them quietly asked if he thought the girl sitting nearby wasn't attractive. Everyone turned to look at her. Her name was Maya, and she sat next to Kai with no expression on her face. Kai was surprised when she briefly looked in his direction. As the others kept asking questions, Kai looked away and said she wasn't anything special. His friend sighed and started lecturing him. He talked about how Maya had the biggest balloons in the class, plus other impressive curves. She didn't talk much, so people didn't pay attention to her, but she had many secret admirers. The problem was, Maya always ignored people no matter how much they tried to talk to her. Getting close to her was nearly impossible. Kai asked if his friend thought about this all the time and said he didn't have time for it. Then, once again, Maya looked at him, but quickly turned away. It was the second time that day. Before he could say anything, she stood up and left. That night, Kai finished his part-time delivery job and asked his coworker, Harada, if she was done too. She said yes and reminded him that soon they wouldn't be allowed to work anymore since they were still in high school. She sent him home. Kai asked where the others were and she sighed, saying they were probably wasting time somewhere. Just then, another guy showed up, wanting to show Kai something cool. Harada was annoyed at being interrupted. The guy pulled Kai aside, and Kai already guessed it was another photo of a girl. This time, the guy said it was on a whole different level. He showed Kai the photo. As expected, Kai didn't recognize her. They explained she was a girl named Yami, popular on social media. She did live streams, wore revealing clothes, and made lots of money from subscriptions. Kai had to admit, she was extremely beautiful, more than anyone he'd ever seen before. What shocked him most was that the classroom in the background looked just like his own. Kai stared at the screen, confused. Maybe it was a coincidence. His friends laughed, saying she even won over Kai's heart. But her face, especially her eyes, made him curious. She had a beauty mark under her left eye, and her balloons were huge too. He kept staring until his coworker took the phone back and said he'd send the pictures to Kai later. Kai changed clothes and got ready to go home. Harada offered to walk with him, and he agreed. As they walked, she asked if his mom ever came home. He said no. His mother had disappeared, which made his dad depressed and focused only on work. Harada felt bad for him. Kai said that if it weren't for his dad, he wouldn't be who he was today. Now he just wanted to earn enough money to repay everything his dad had done. Motivated, Harada said she'd try to find something that Kai would enjoy. After all, he needed to enjoy life a little. At that moment, Kai noticed how big Harada's balloons were, which surprised him. She noticed him staring and asked what was wrong. He quickly looked away and said it was nothing. He felt awful for acting strange ever since he saw the other photo. Even looking at Harada like that, Kai made up his mind to check Maya's face again the next day to clear up his doubts. The next day, it was Kai who was staring, this time at his classmate Maya. He was very curious. She had a beauty mark under her left eye too. He hadn't expected her to have a similar body, but there still wasn't enough proof. If only he could see her face more clearly. Suddenly, Maya looked at him again before turning away. Kai thought she was truly beautiful. Her face and the girl in the photo looked very similar. He wondered if he should just ask her directly, but if she denied it, his life would be ruined. Asking someone if they post revealing photos online was bold and dangerous. Even though they were classmates, he knew nothing about Maya. They had never spoken before. The other guys always talked about Maya's looks and nothing else. Kai felt weird even thinking about talking to her. He was asking himself too many questions and couldn't understand why she intrigued him so much. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe they just looked alike. But the more he thought about it, the more he started to imagine that Maya and the girl from the photos were the same person. That thought surprised even him. He spent the whole day thinking about Maya, even though he knew he shouldn't. He tried to focus on his routine again, but every day felt the same, boring. He sighed, tired even of his part-time job. Then Kai remembered he'd forgotten his notebook in the classroom and ran back to get it. On the way, he saw Maya walking up the stairs. She hadn't gone home yet. Curious, especially after remembering those pictures, he quietly followed her from a distance to see where she was going. That's when something shocking happened. Suddenly, Maya started taking several revealing photos of herself, right there at school. Kai was frozen, not believing what he was seeing. Was it really her? He didn't know what to do. Why was he even watching her like that? Why was he so interested? Then, Maya noticed Kai standing there. They both stared at each other, shocked, before quickly looking away. Kai apologized. She asked him what he was doing there so late and why he was watching her. He admitted he was curious if the girl in the photos was really her, because the classroom desks looked the same. He knew it was a bad time to ask, but he showed her the photo anyway. That's all Kai wanted to ask. Then he apologized again, not even sure why he wanted to know. Maya was silent at first, then sighed and smiled, like she knew she'd been caught. She asked what he planned to do about it. Kai found her reaction strange. Then, Maya said it was all his fault. Kai was confused. But she went on, saying he always looked so bored in class and with his friends, like nothing ever interested him. Kai was shocked and asked how she knew that. Then she turned around and asked, "Do you want to do something fun with me?" That question completely threw him off. Maya asked if he wanted to be her photographer. And just like that, Kai's dull life took a turn. Even though she seemed serious, Kai hesitated. She explained that she made money from videos she posted online and earned a high ranking for her photos. She was looking for an assistant, and now that he knew the truth, it was the perfect chance. "If you're okay with it, we can have fun together," she said. She walked off, saying she'd wait for his answer tomorrow. The next day, Kai was still lost in thought. Time passed quickly. He was deep in his own head until he heard Maya's voice. She was talking to him like he was already her assistant. Kai froze. Was this really happening? Maya stood in front of everyone, showing off, and told him not to worry. In return for his help taking her pictures, she'd do anything he wanted to make sure the photos turned out well. Then suddenly, Kai woke up. It had all been a dream. He remembered he'd gone home the night before. He'd never had issues with girls before, but this was the first time he'd felt this way about someone. Back at school, he saw Maya again. He remembered how she had asked him to take her pictures, but he still hadn't decided what to do. Now that they'd met again, he wasn't sure what to say, but Maya simply walked past him without saying anything. Then one of Kai's friends came over and asked why he was trying to talk to her. Kai replied it was nothing. His friend said he understood how Kai felt, but it was impossible to get close to a girl like her. No guy had ever successfully talked to her. Still, it was rare to see Kai interested in a girl at all. Kai denied it, but didn't sound convincing. They went to the audiovisual room for class. Kai sat as far back as he could so he could nap. Since Maya ignored him, he figured he had no reason to care. But then, she sat down right next to him. Kai couldn't figure her out. Ever since yesterday, she'd been the center of all his thoughts. Then something unexpected happened. She started fiddling with her skirt. Kai froze. She was wearing something strange underneath. Now it made sense why she sat next to him. He became nervous, confused about what she was doing. Maya wrote something on a piece of paper and passed it to him. "Take a picture with your phone." Kai stared at her in disbelief. Was she crazy? They were in the middle of class. He was seeing more than he wanted to, but she smiled and urged him to hurry up. Even though he was shocked, he picked up his phone and took the photo. Then she asked him to take more, and he did. After a few photos that felt too much, Maya leaned in and whispered something even bolder, inviting him to touch that same spot. Kai couldn't believe what she was saying, but then she grabbed his hand to prove she was serious. After the whole scene, Maya asked, "Was that good?" Kai realized she'd just been messing with him. He ended up taking all those pictures while being teased, and he couldn't do anything about it. After class, he showed her the photos. She uploaded them and earned a high ranking on the site. Maya asked how it felt to take the pictures, and said he must be happy now even if he didn't say a word. Maya laughed, saying that Kai was easy to read. She could tell exactly what he was thinking just by looking at him. Then she turned to leave, reminding him to give her an answer to her invitation the next day. Kai agreed. Even though his days were still boring, Kai continued his quiet life without any real chaos. But Maya's actions were always full of risk. It was strange getting paid to work for a classmate, but Kai couldn't deny that he wanted to be closer to her. As a reward for agreeing to help, Maya gave Kai a gift. Even during class, he couldn't stop staring at her. She acted carelessly, even while taking those kinds of pictures herself. Suddenly, she walked over to him. Kai asked what she wanted, and she said he had been staring so much that another girl in class was getting uncomfortable. Shocked, Kai apologized. It was all because of what happened the day before. He couldn't help it. Maya then suggested they go to the infirmary. Kai replied that she was a complicated person to deal with. Luckily, they managed to get out of class by pretending that Maya wasn't feeling well. There were no teachers around, and since they were alone, they could take advantage of the moment. Kai was surprised. They were really going to work right there in the infirmary. It felt crazy. Maya said she needed his help now, especially since she was paying him. She also pointed out that Kai clearly wanted this too, and he should be excited. Even though she was teasing, Kai didn't react much. Maya then guided him on how to record things properly. She began filming, thanking her viewers for watching, and announced that things would be different that day. This time, she had an assistant. She clarified that he wasn't her boyfriend, but she was still going to do some extreme things. Maya got close to Kai, pushing his limits, and laughed while saying he didn't have permission to touch her yet. She joked with her audience that she had to be careful not to get attacked, even if she didn't really think Kai would do something like that. Then she moved on to the main part of the video. Maya pulled out a prop, telling her viewers to stay until the end. Everything was ready, but still not perfect. She climbed onto the bed saying they'd start right away and asked Kai to help. She lay down, whispering for him to hurry up. Even though Kai wasn't sure if this was really okay, he followed her instructions. As he filmed, he realized how incredible the moment was, even if he was distracted by her body. Still, he had to stay calm. It would be a disaster if they got caught. They kept going. Maya guided him closer, but suddenly someone's voice called out. It was a classmate who had come to check on her, worried Maya wasn't feeling well. She had even brought her things and started to open the curtain. Quickly, Maya called out that she was fine, just changing clothes, and asked her friend to leave the items outside. After thanking her, Maya turned back to Kai and told him to keep recording, even with someone just outside. Her friend, unaware of what was happening, asked if Maya ever got annoyed by guys always staring at her. Maya agreed and said it was annoying. Her friend added that Maya didn't really do much to protect herself either. Then the friend asked about Kai, since he was the one who brought Maya to the infirmary. Maya avoided the question, saying he had probably just skipped class. Her friend warned her to be careful around Kai since he had been staring at her strangely. While listening to everything from behind the curtain, Kai kept recording. Maya then asked him, half joking, if he had fallen for her. But then a strange noise came from the room. Outside, the friend heard it and asked what was going on. Nervous, Maya laughed and said it was nothing. She was just changing clothes. But things were already escalating into even more intense scenes. Kai was nervous. He was doing all this with a classmate while someone else was just outside. He started to feel like this could ruin his future. After the recording ended and Maya had finished teasing him, her friend said she was leaving. Maya apologized for not coming out earlier. She was still cleaning up, and her friend said it was fine. She promised to tell the teachers that Maya had just been resting. Now alone again, Maya laughed. It had been a close call, but they got a good recording. If things kept going like this, she could boost her internet ranking even more. Even though Kai knew it was wrong, he couldn't help but look forward to the next time. 3 days passed after they uploaded the video. Maya said the editing looked strange, but at least the views were rising, just as she wanted. Kai asked what they were going to do next. He knew it was a bit late to ask, but everything they'd been doing was risky. He also asked if Maya's parents knew about what she was doing, or if it was a secret. Suddenly, Maya stared deeply at him and sighed. She said her whole life was for someone else, but told him not to overthink it. He should just focus on having fun while they worked together. Kai agreed, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he really didn't know who Maya was. Time passed, and he kept helping her with videos and photos. That day, Mia planned to do a live stream where she would change clothes. As usual, Kai was helping her. These wild videos and strange locations were becoming normal for him now, even if he wasn't used to them at first. His job was always the same: hold the camera and make sure the videos turned out good. During class, Kai was watching one of Mia's videos when one of his friends suddenly noticed. He joked that it was unusual for Kai to be watching that kind of stuff and even teased Mia, saying it was her fault because she was always around him. As usual, Mia ignored the comment. The guys laughed for a bit before going back to their seats. Suddenly, Kai got a message from Mia. She told him to record after class, but she was angry that he'd been watching her video during class. Kai thought it was a bad idea, but Mia said it would be fine. They weren't going to the main building, so no one would see them. She called him a scaredy cat for always hesitating when things got serious. They went to the school bathroom and Mia said she'd just use her uniform this time. They had plenty of time to get ready, and she expected Kai to do a good job with the camera again. Then, she told him to take a photo for her social media. Posting every day helped her get more followers. Kai didn't understand why they had to do it in a bathroom. Mia explained that some people were into that kind of thing. Even if it was just a small group, it mattered. Pleasing all kinds of people was part of her job. Kai remembered something she'd said the other day and got lost in thought. She noticed and told him to hurry up and start filming. After a few photos, she looked happy with the results. It seemed like they were done. But then, they heard footsteps. Mia quickly pushed Kai to hide. While hiding in the bathroom, Mia said this was actually the perfect time to film a video. Kai couldn't believe how calm she was. He was still shocked, but she acted like it was totally normal. A group of guys walked into the bathroom, but she got ready to record anyway. Kai didn't know what to do. Should he really be filming this? But he kept going. He was amazed that she had the guts to record something like that in a men's bathroom, while others were right outside. The students outside seemed confused. Someone was using the bathroom when it should have been empty. It looked like they were about to get caught. Mia whispered, asking what they should do. Kai knew they had to stop the noise. He quickly took off his jacket and used it to cover up the sounds. The noise stopped, and the students outside assumed it was just a plumbing issue. But Mia kept going like nothing had happened. That's when Kai realized she really was as crazy as he'd always thought. Later, she laughed about the whole thing and teased Kai for the mess they'd gotten into. She asked why he had used his uniform like that. He told her it was the only idea he had in the moment. Still, she thanked him. He had saved the situation. She said he was really ready for anything. Kai replied that it was just a heat-of-the-moment decision. He hadn't thought it through. Mia laughed and said those were the moments when the best videos got made. Kai didn't want to go through anything like that again. She promised she wouldn't do anything like that again, but laughed as she said it. Kai realized he might be the only person who knew this wild side of her. And honestly, he was starting to enjoy getting to know her more. A few days passed, and once again, Mia invited Kai out, this time to go somewhere different. At first, Kai was just relaxing at home, feeling calm, but then he got a sudden call from Mia, reminding him that they were supposed to meet at 11 o'clock. The call made him feel a bit anxious. Since the meeting time had already passed, he worried she might just be messing with him again. But soon, Mia showed up and apologized for making him wait. Kai was surprised when he saw her. She looked totally different. And Mia laughed, saying he looked like he was amazed by her charm. Kai denied it and said it wasn't like that. She just looked different in casual clothes instead of her school uniform. Mia laughed again, realizing what he meant. It was the total opposite of how she usually dressed. She had also put on glasses to avoid being recognized in public and did her makeup differently, which probably explained why Kai found her appearance unusual. Kai agreed and said sometimes it was better to just say something. So he told her she looked better than usual. Mia noticed he was embarrassed and thanked him sweetly. Kai ignored her teasing and asked where they were going. She said she had planned everything. He just had to follow her. First, they stopped at a clothing store. Mia asked him which outfits looked good on her. She wanted new clothes for her videos. Kai asked if she normally shopped there, and Mia replied that she usually bought clothes online, but this time she wanted his opinion. Kai still didn't understand why, especially since she barely wore clothes in her recordings anyway. Mia sighed. He clearly didn't get it. They went into another women's clothing store and Kai got nervous. He didn't think it was okay for him to be in a place like that, but Mia dragged him in anyway, saying they could just pretend to be a couple. Lots of couples shop together. She kept asking for his opinion on the clothes, but no matter how much she asked, Kai saw them all the same. Fashion wasn't really his thing. Mia said she could only decide after trying them on. Kai was surprised they could try clothes over their current outfits, so she dragged him along to help her try some. Kai commented that she already knew her size, but Mia said she liked picking tighter clothes to show off her body. She showed how she styled them with earlier outfits, and they looked even better on her. She said he should be able to tell they'd be perfect for her recordings. Kai nervously said she wasn't choosing properly, trying to hide how flustered he was. Mia teased him even more, which made him quickly close the curtain and call her annoying. But Mia grabbed him again, saying she needed his honest opinion. That's why she brought him. Finally, Kai blurted out that she looked good, but he told her to hurry and cover up. It wasn't right to stay in the fitting room like that for too long. Mia hesitated, then smiled, and said she'd buy the clothes anyway. She asked him to wait for her. Kai asked if they were going to record next. Mia said yes. They had to hurry or they'd miss the chance. Kai then asked where they were going. She said they were going to watch a movie. Kai didn't understand, but he followed her anyway. He didn't even know what movie it was, but it looked boring. He was already getting sleepy. But Mia quickly caught his attention. She saw that he was bored and told him that's exactly why she picked that movie, so he'd focus only on her. Kai was surprised. He asked what she was doing. Mia told him to be quiet. They were getting to the good part. Kai got nervous. There were other people in the theater. He told her to behave. They weren't even recording. Mia sighed. She had been happy with his help so far with the videos and thought this would be enough, but now she could feel his heart racing every time she teased him. Then Mia let Kai touch her chest, knowing he'd been thinking about it since last time. She held both his hands so he could keep going. Kai tried to resist and scold her, but Mia only got happier. She loved how he reacted. Kai felt like she was getting crazier every day. But then something unexpected happened. Someone stopped them. It was Harada, Kai's coworker. She asked what was going on.